Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are at SSKC for round number 1 here on Saturday. As always, heavy class 206. We're here with a big, huge group of guys. Look at this wonderful track. There's the safety equipment. So they do such a good job at setting up the track. The facilities are absolutely wonderful, definitely top notch. So thank you Anderson Race Park for hosting the event and SSKC for putting it together. This is kind of what we'd been waiting for all year. To get this event started, and we're finally here. So let's see what kind of troubles we can get into this weekend.
So very quickly here, we're going to jump right into the pre-final. A lot of shuffling and moving around here really early, which has actually made it really fun for the first lap going around the track here. Here out of turn number 2, everybody kind of starts to shuffle around, moving around. Now I lift super early to try to avoid an accident. Even then I still get on the back there at number 35. I believe he got on the back of Perkins, but kind of moved him out the way. Luckily he was able to just get back on track and keep going. But at this point, as you can see, I'm running 5th. It kind of went on for a little bit. Nothing really changed. I did have a slight battle with another one of the drivers, but my GoPro did cut out, so I was not able to get it. But pretty much this is kind of how it went. They kind of trained up for most of the pre-final, and I was just kind of no man's land most of the time.
Okay, so pre-final is over. Finished 4th with a little bit of luck. I drove pretty well in the first half of the race, and I got worried about the guys behind me, and that kind of slowed me down a little bit. But very happy with the first half of the race. So now we go to the final, start in 4th, and see if we can just get that one more step and get on the podium. So these guys are tough. They're racing very well. They're racing very clean. So no complaints. So good job, guys. All right, so we are heading into the shifter final. Here goes for Shad. So getting ready. As you saw before, he did a little bit of a pirouette there with the lead with like 5 or 6 laps to go, but it is what it is. So now we're ready. He's gonna work his ways from the back and go all the way forward.
Now here's something extremely entertaining, which is watching a shifter start. Completely different from what we do in the 206 racing, where we all line up and then we're already moving. Roll start, you could say, they go from a dig. So good old dig racing there very quickly, just like Formula 1. My personal opinion, this is about as close as you can get to Formula 1 without physically doing it. There is other forms of racing, but I mean, this is it. So for Shad gets into a heated battle here, only 3 drivers in the master class, but he does come through, he makes his passes, so just sit back and enjoy the show that he puts on here.
About to go into the finals of the heavy. Gonna start in the 4th place. Not bad. Honestly, there's guys behind me with a little bit more pace, so it's gonna be one of those really challenging days. But at the end of the day, you know, sometimes that's me, right? Sometimes I'm coming from the back of the field trying to catch up to the leaders, and I know that I got the speed of the leaders, but today it kind of worked out in my favor. There was one failure in front of me. Somebody spun out, which ended up putting me in 4th, as I said earlier. And you know, we'll see what happens. So let's see turn 1, turn 2. Let's see if I can rub some elbows and maybe sneak up into that top 3 top 2 spot, maybe get to the front early in the race and cause some havoc, and see if I can use that to my advantage. So let's go.
Now, this is what it's all about. So you see here, Neil unfortunately did stall out. Ruben went ahead and stopped the whole field as the leader on the out lap. He does have the ability to do that. Course marshals were yelling at him and saying, hey, get going, get going, get going. He said, nope, we're going to wait for Neil. We're going to sit right here, and we're going to wait for him to get us started. So Ruben, absolutely fantastic job. Thank you so much for allowing all of us to race. I mean, this is why we do it. But here we go. We go right into the finals. I am in 4th on the outside lane. Get a little bit of a slow start, not too bad. I do get pushed out there by Perkins. Here he comes, number 55. Very good lane. Was right where I should have been and where he should have been as well. And this is my favorite pass of the weekend. So I stick on the inside. I followed Jed all the way through it, and I found myself in 2nd, which is what my whole goal was going to be, to try to get, you know, some commotion up front. I knew that that was my only chance to try to get a win and to try to get something going here. Just a couple laps later, here comes Ruben. Gives me just a slight tap, not aggressive or anything at all, but just kind of just to move me out of the way and make that pass with no problem. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm patient, that I don't do anything that I'm supposed to. I got lucky enough to get to 2nd. Great move by Ruben to take that 2nd spot away from me. And I was like, well, let me just kind of sit back and kind of learn a little bit. You know, I picked up a lot of time between day 1 and day 2. And this is pretty much it. I sat back. I realized I actually do have what it takes to keep up with these guys. You can say that I pulled my head out of my rear end. Just to tell myself, hey, you can do this, you can keep up with it. As you see here, some really good clean racing. I'm all over the bumper of Perkins here for a little bit, for a few laps. They did start to kind of gap out a little bit on me with the draft. I did make some mistakes, and those mistakes were gonna come to haunt me here pretty quickly. So we go into turn 4. I hit the inside curve. When I do that, the cart goes hard to the right, which kind of set me off into the grass slightly, just enough to lose momentum, and there goes the 55 with a great pass. Now at this point, this is when you have to tell yourself, well, I'm either gonna go for it, or I'm gonna come home in 4th place. You know, the laps are starting to tick down. It's not a lot that you have going on between there and the end of the race. This was definitely past the halfway point, so I knew that I had to make something happen. I realized that on going into number 4 there, he was a little bit wide, so I was gonna take advantage of that next time around, and I was gonna try to do my best to stay on his bumper going into 3 to make sure that I could set that up to go into the left-hander of number 4. He's asking for a bump there. I'm way too far out. That I would have probably, if I was close enough, I would have probably dove on the inside when he would have asked for the bump. But who knows? And you can see here we go out of 2. I'm like, well, I ain't lifting. I'm gonna try to kind of get around the turn with him as best as I can without wrecking anyone. He goes right, and I go right on the inside. So, and the move sticks with no problem. Most people will tell you that that is not a passing zone. I actually passed a lot of people there also during practice. And during qualifying, we kind of got staged up and messed up in qualifying. But it does work. And it does stay like this for most of the race. I was able to build a gap and luckily finished in 3rd. So very happy for myself right at that moment.
Okay, so day 1 is over, round 1 complete, and just like last year, I found myself on the podium for round number 1. So I finished 3rd last year, and I finished 3rd this year. So thank you very much, everyone from TB Kart USA, just all day, Jorge, with tuning advice and driving advice nonstop. Sebastian from SLA Karting, that engine is on rails. So thank you very much. Thank you for all of the tuning help, everybody. Did you guys see in the background? Ruben Sr., Miguel, You guys, Chris in the back, nothing that I could do. I couldn't do this with any of you, without any of you guys. So I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything. If you're still watching, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. There's a bell at the bottom. Hit the bell so you know when I post some stuff up. So